Okay, so let's see this question on odd one out. So let's analyze the sentences, get the common theme, and then we're going to figure out which sentence is an odd one out. So let's understand the sentences first. So the very first sentence says that thus began a novel that readers could not get enough of, right? So maybe the thus is like a concluding trigger words. It's kind of a summary, okay? So, but let's see that this lines is basically tells us the story maybe which is being described in the rest of the sentences, okay, and we know that from this sentence that this novel becomes quite popular, okay, so that's the case, and maybe let's see where we can actually talk about it, okay, but it's moreover the sentence is about the novel or a book popularity, and we can say that it's readers reaction, right? Now after that we can see that they were taken in by the beautiful Laura Fairlie and her mannish mustached half sister Marian Halcombe, okay. So now this sentences names two characters. One is Laura and another is a Marian. Okay, and says that kind of they, in case if we can connect to the previous sentences, then most likely this they is basically used for the readers. Okay, so we can see here that the sentence kind of names two character, that is Laura and Marian, and say that the readers were kind of captivated, taken in by. Okay, so they were captivated or charmed by them. Okay, so let's see, okay, where this particular sentences are further going on. Now they eagerly followed along a multiple narrator relate the novel's harrowing plot, which revolved around Laura's doomed marriage to a wicked baronet. Okay. Now this kinds of gives us a plot about the novel, okay, and gives us the more details, okay. So the book uses multiple narrators, so several characters may be telling parts of the story, and the plot is kind of harrowing, okay. So harrowing is kind of, you can say, dramatic and frightening, okay. So and maybe the story basically revolved around this Laura's ill-fated marriage to this villainous or a wicked baronet. Okay, so maybe the sentence kinds of add maybe how the story is told and what happens in the story. So more about the plot, right? So they replace supernatural elements with explainable elements with explainable mechanism and spinning tales of family secrets, mistaken identities, and the vices lurking beneath a facade of respectability. Okay, so it now the sentence it says that they replaced, okay, so we know that they here they eagerly is basically reference to the readers, okay. So can the readers replace supernatural elements with explainable mechanism? We don't know that, okay. It's, I think so, it's the authors or the editors can do that, right? Spinning tales of family secrets, mistaken identities, and the vices lurking beneath a facade of respectability, right? So the problem here is that this they is most probably is not referring to the audiences or to the readers, okay. Let's see the other sentence. Now it says short, so this is a very short sentence, okay, but again we know that we can connect the fifth to the one sentence, okay, that the it also talks about the popularity, okay, and the novel being the commercial success, so many copies are sold, okay, it repeats the idea from sentence one, okay, so we can say that that's the case, right? So again we are getting a clear cut option that 1, 2, 3, and 5, okay. So in case if I have to get the sentence sequence, which I don't generally like to, so maybe the sentence number two, which actually talks about the two characters, because it actually introduces the Laura and Marion for the first time, okay. Then the sentence number three kind of explains us the plot of that particular novel, okay. And then we can say that the thus begin a novel that readers couldn't get enough of, and its sales soared, okay. So popularity, so these two sentences can get into the bucket because these two are talking about the popularity, these two are talking about the novel's characters and the plot of it, okay. Whereas the fourth is an odd one out. Now fourth is different, okay, because it talks about a literary movement or a style in a general, while the other four sentences all describe the same particular novel, okay, its characters, plot form, readers reactions, and sales, okay. And so that's the case here. So others are about a specific novel, and the fourth is kind of again it's a very general statement about a change in style, okay, or a genre, so from a supernatural so elements into an explainable mechanisms, okay. So that's the case here. Okay, so that's the way, and they replaced is most probably the authors, the editors. So that's the reason that the fourth is an odd one out. Hope you got this particular sentence.